Hi there, this is Lee Thurburn. In this video, we're going to show you how to use the drag and drop email editor to create a beautiful email to send out to the people in your database. First, log into your account, then over on the left-hand side, click on email, then click on templates, and that'll take you to the template editor. And here you'll see the template editor screen. Now you initially won't have anything, so you'll have to click on the green Create Template button. When you do that, the template editor will come up and it'll have the word New Template here in the name. So let's just give it a name, January 2020 email, and we'll save it. So now we've changed the name from New Template to January 2020 email. Now, let's orient ourselves. Here on the left-hand side, we have an email where we put various widgets, and the widgets are over on the right-hand side. The default comes with a text block and a image block. Let's just go ahead and delete both of these so that we start completely from scratch. And you'll see that you have a text, an email body content area and a footer. We'll deal with the footer on a later email, so I'm just going to leave that alone for now. And so let's go ahead and design our email. So first, let's take an image and drag over into the top. We're going to put a header image in. So we're going to click on the Edit pencil. We're going to bring up the editor on the right for images. We're going to browse, and we're going to go select an image that has been uploaded to our image folder. So here I'm choosing an Apricot rocket newsletter header that I've created, and I'm just going to go ahead and insert that. Now I'm going to go ahead and save it, and you'll notice that when it finishes the save process, the header image will be about 50% or exactly 50% of the width of the email. That is because the default is 50%. So let's go into Edit, and now let's go over to Style and scroll down to the bottom, and we'll see it says 50%. Let's make that 100%, and we go ahead and save it, and now you'll see the image is full size. Now, depending on the granularity of your monitor, you may or may not notice that in the box that the image is sitting, there's a little bit of a gray background. So let's go ahead and edit, and let me show you the elements here. So let's turn on the border, and we're going to go ahead and have a solid border. We're going to make it 1 pixel in width, and we're going to make it black. Now you see the border around. Now, between the image and the border is a background that is currently a very light gray. So let's take the background and let's make it a powerful red. Now you can see the background. If you want the background to be completely invisible, just go ahead and make it a solid white, and the background is completely invisible. So for this purpose, let's go ahead and make the background black. And let's make the border a little thicker. Let's make it 5. So now you have a background and a border that's black. Let's go ahead and make the border red. And now you see the impact of the background and the border in contrasting colors. Now let's do something a little bit fun. Let's put some padding on the top. Let's make this 10 and 10 and 10 and 10. And you can see that the image shrinks inside of the box, and it has a 10 pixel border around on all sides. So that's kind of fun. Let's just go ahead and leave that. We'll save it the way that is. Now let's put a text widget above the picture or the image, and let's go ahead and edit the text widget. I'm going to change the text, and I'm going to say howdy. And I'm going to put a space, and then I'm going to come down here. I'm going to grab the first name variable and drop it behind the howdy. And then, so that way, if the guy's name who's receiving it is Bob or Mary, then Bob or Mary's name will be inserted. This is fun. So let's just do that. Now, there's 2 ways you can edit things like font and that sort of stuff. One is to click on Style and just go ahead and use the simple editor. Let's make that 16 pixels tall. Look how big the pixels are, but you don't see the text yet. And that's because we haven't saved it. So let's go ahead and save it and close it. And now you're going to, when it's finished, you're just going to see that it inserts the howdy Bob or first name, whatever. This is fun. Let's go ahead and edit just a little bit more, and let's this time go to the WYSIWYG editor, and let's make howdy bold, and let's make fun a link to google.com. So we'll say okay, and let's make fun also a blue color. So let's make it blue, dark blue, and let's change our styles and come down and make it underlined. And so now we save it, and you'll notice the text on the left, howdy will become bold, and fun is now a link that if we hover over, the little touchy button, touchy finger shows. So now we've created an email. Let's preview it. And over here on the right-hand side, we're going to get a preview. That's what the email looks like. Good start. Now let's add some more. Let's go back to content. And now let's do the following. Let's put a button underneath the image, and let's edit the button. And now we're going to change the button text to say, click on me. And we click off, it says click on me. We're going to choose web address. You could do either email or web address. Notice with web address, it's a web address here. With email address, the text shows to be email, but let's just make this a web address. And let's send this to Amazon. Okay, Amazon.com. So now we've got that. Let's go ahead and change the button properties and make it look better. We're going to click on style. We're going to make the button text 24 pixels. We're going to make the button color, the text color white. We're going to make the button background. Let's go with a really dark gray. And let's do a little bit more on the button. Let's round the corners. They're already rounded at 5, 5, and 5. Let's make it 20. Notice as I do that how they round out. And on Microsoft Outlook, let's make it 25 because the corners are a little bit different on Microsoft Outlook. Let's make it bold. Let's make it italic. And now let's go to settings and let's make it full width and go ahead and save. And now we've added a button. Let's put a video between the image and the button. So here's a video. Let's go ahead and click on the video editor. Now let's go to YouTube and get a video. I've got a video loaded here of some sort of a Mars thing with SpaceX, somebody hoping to make their home on Mars. We're going to copy the address at the top. Now, one thing I want to make sure you note that sometimes the addresses have an ampersand and then some additional text. If you see an ampersand in the address, delete everything, including the ampersand and everything after, and just copy this portion. Now, I want to show you also, YouTube gives you, in the share section, it gives you short codes. You can't use the short code. You have to use the long code on the address. So go ahead and copy that and paste that in here. Go ahead and save it. And you're going to see your video will show up on the left-hand side. Now, the video is going to show up at 50% of its width, and you need to go in and just do a little quick edit and click here, go to style, put a %, and that will make it show up at full 100%. You'll see that as soon as the save process completes. All right, there it is, full size. Now let's put some other stuff in. Let's put some follow buttons up here at the top. We're going to put the follows right above. Come on, there we go. And those are my follows, and let's put my shares down at the bottom. So we're going to put the shares after the click on me. And let's go ahead and put some text in under the here, and let's make this text a little bit more fun. I'm going to copy this, and I'm just going to put in a bunch of stuff. Now I'm going to make some bullets, and we're going to highlight this. We're going to make some bullets. Let's go ahead and style it. Let's make the text larger, 16 pixels. Go ahead and save it. You'll see the text show up on the left. Now let's refresh the page. Click on the refresh page button to make sure everything's loaded into the previewer. Now you can click on preview and you'll see how your email is shaping up, developing in the previewer over here on the right hand side. And here it is. There's what your email is looking like now. Let's say I don't want the border around the share buttons, and I want to put a little space between it and my footer information. So let's go back and let's edit the share buttons here. And I'm going to style. I'm going to turn my border off to none. And it doesn't matter what I do once I turn it off, it'll go away. Now I'm going to need to put a spacer underneath it to separate it from the footer just a little bit. A spacer is basically just a divider, and I'm going to use a divider. So here's the divider. I'm going to drag the divider down, drop it in underneath the share buttons. And in fact, I'm just going to let the divider be there as a black line. You can put dividers in a variety of places. I'm going to put a divider between my text and the video. Now I'm going to put boxed text above my text, and I'm going to make this sort of a heading. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the boxed text, and I'll just type header section below, or header section here. And let's go ahead and center that, and let's go ahead and highlight that. Let's make it bold. Let's increase the size. We're going to increase the size to a 28. And so I'm going to save it. And now you're going to see that it's centered, bold, and the size 28, but it's not very pretty at this point. So let's now go in and edit this boxed text. Let's edit the style. And I'm going to make the text color white. I'm going to make the background color red. And I'm going to make the border solid 5 pixels black. And now I'm going to put a little space between the top border and the text. So we've kind of made that look nice. So now you have a header section that looks kind of nice. Now, if you want to round the corners, you could do that. Let's do top left 20, top right 20. And we've made it with square bottoms. We've now made it a little bit different looking. So we go ahead and save that. And now we have pretty much completed everything. That we've used all the different tools. The only thing we haven't done is look at the footer, which I'll do on another video because that's a little bit different. Now, if I want to refresh the page and then preview my my email, I click on preview and wait for it to load. And here in just a second, you'll have a preview on the right-hand side that'll show you what your email will look like when it gets sent out. So here's what oh, looky there. The red and the red, they kind of connect or up to each other. We probably need a little space there. That doesn't look as good as it could. We need some white space between the image and the boxed text. So let's go to the boxed text. Let's click on style. Let's put a margin at the top of 15. And that'll actually put some space between the image and the boxed text. So we save it. And let's just click refresh on our page. So the page refreshes, and when that happens, we'll then be able to click on preview. Got to wait for the preview to create the page, the email preview. See, we've got some space now. Now, you also have an HTML version. This address right here is a permanent page that has your email on it. This also shows you what the email would look like, and it becomes a link when somebody wants to click on Twitter and send somebody to your email. I'll cover those things more later.